What is up, guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. It's been a while since I made a video because it's been winter in Michigan, and now the weather is starting to get a little bit nicer. Granted, it is a mud fest, rain fest, but hopefully in the next few weeks, tracks will start opening up and we can do some riding. However, throughout the winter, I have not worked on any of my bikes. My wife and I got a house and we've been working on that. So the bikes kind of took a back seat, but now, new shop setup, pretty nice. I'll gladly take you guys through that as we work on the bike. We need to tear this down and grease every single bearing. I need to take the carb off and just make sure all the jets are clean because I left gas in it over the winter. I use a non-ethanol fuel mixed with some race gas. So it shouldn't be too bad, but I just want to double check because I don't want to tear this whole thing down, put it back together, and then realize that the carb's leaking or not working right. So I'll take you through that. We'll do some bench racing about 2025 Supercross, maybe talk to you about some future plans for the year in terms of videos, and yeah, I'm excited. So let's start tearing into this sucker and we'll get going. So yeah, boys, just before I start tearing into this thing, we got all the bikes in here. We got a nice workbench, nice space to work on. Shout out to Dad for helping me build that. And we got the toolboxes. A little messy at the moment. Plan is to insulate everything and then put some plywood up. But yeah, so the XR400, my brother crashed last time that we took it to Toyota, so it needs the shifter unbent, the front rotor's bent, pads need to be replaced, and I'm probably gonna end up greasing this whole thing too. So stay tuned for that video. DR650, I went to go ride it and the carb was acting up, so I thought. So I did end up getting that running, as you can tell by the dirt. So that one's basically all ready to go. There are a couple things that I want to do with that. CR80, probably just need to drain the gas, make sure the carb's clean, send it. And I got some big plans for the CR125 this year if I can get to it. So stay tuned for that, but that fucker hasn't ran in over a year, so. And then the Honda Recon, no one watched that video, so whatever. Nice Harbor Freight air compressor. Need to get one of those things that hang up on the wall and coil up, but yeah. So first off, before we get tearing into this thing, need to get this chain off, so let's get this master link out. So I kind of already missed part of the riding season. We had like a week of really nice weather, Super Coops was open, and I wasn't prepared, so that's why I'm like, you know what? I need to get this done like ASAP, because I don't want to miss out on any more riding than I have to. The beautiful thing about video editing is you don't know how long that took me to do. Even with Motion Pro, Master Link, whatever, you know what I can't even remember what they're called. Special Tools doesn't really help me apparently, because it was kind of a pain in the butt for no reason. Trinidad James gold chain, baby, you know. I kind of already cheated, but I loosened that up because I knew I was going to take it off. So, get the rear wheel off here, get the axle out. Bada boom. So yeah, I missed out on some riding, so I'm already kind of like bummed out that, you know, my negligence to my motorcycles has turned into missing out on opportunities to ride, as you can tell. So I told myself I need to at least get the KTM going so I can take it to the track or maybe hit a trail or something if the weather stays nice. We've been getting a lot of rain. Everything's soup right now, so, you know, it's not maybe the most ideal riding conditions. However, I haven't rode in months and I am scratching and fiending. Okay, so I'm gonna start taking apart the linkage now. This is a 13 millimeter on the bottom shock mount. This is gonna be probably a pain in the ass a little bit because I Loctited them in. I probably should use my impact just to get them undone, but we'll see if I can get this. Ugh. I Loctited these because I actually was missing one of the nuts. I was power washing my bike one day and I was looking down there and it was gone. Just fell off. So I didn't want that happening, so I blue Loctited them, and now they're kind of a pain in the butt to get off, but that's fine. I'd rather have them be there than not, you know? I have 35 hours on this machine, just about, I think. I'll have to check when I go up there, but still stock bearings, still stock seals on top and this linkage here and the swing arm, but I maintain them every year. I usually only do it once a year, right at the beginning of the season. Maybe should do it one more like in the middle because we're gonna be doing a lot of mud and stuff, especially like in this part of the year, but so far so good. We'll check it out as we take it apart. Woo, come on, baby. There it goes. And there we go. Linkage is disconnected. We'll disassemble, take a look. Let's get the swing arm off though, and then we'll worry about that. All right, an 11/16 works. As an American myself, I kind of wish we would just adopt the metric system because I feel like I like using metrics a lot more. Like give me an 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter, not like a 11/16, 3/4, 5/8. Fuck you, dude. I don't know fractions. Come on, man. I'm an American. It's kind of ironic that Americans use all these fractions and blah, blah, blah. There we go. Suck my dick. Fuck. Wow, damn. That was a pain in my balls, dude. So basically, I have lowered foot pegs. This comes out on the other side. This part was hitting this part. I needed to unscrew that. And, you know, life can never just be easy for a dirt bike mechanic. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you guys about stuff, but like when I work, I lack the brain capacity to talk and film at the same time. I just kind of like default to factory settings apparently. Let me get a bucket just so that's like sitting on something. I'm honestly debating on even uploading this. I guess if you're seeing it, I just said fuck it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of retarded, so, and this isn't like that entertaining of a video, so. Well, I think I was saying it at some point is like, I don't have realizing like what tools I do and don't have, you know, since I was using my parents' and my wife's dad's tools and blah, 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 blah. I started realizing like, oh shit, like I don't really have anything. 19 it is. Gotta really make sure I don't. I do have a torque wrench, so we will torque these all to spec, but just to be able to grab it. Ba-boom. Come on. So the good thing is there is grease over every single thing that I pull out. So I think my last grease service job did good. So I think as of right now, I think we're ready for the workbench and we'll start, you know, taking apart this stuff and cleaning it, making it look nice, re-greasing it. And then I'll probably reassemble it, but and then do the front. So we'll play it by ear. Let's do that. All right, boys. So got everything ready to go. As you can see, not too bad. Got a little bit of dirt collecting on there. The good thing is, there is still a lot of grease in there. Granted, it is brown. Come on, focus here. But that's fine. I power wash my shit, so that's kind of, I expect that. It's kind of grimy, but we'll clean it out with some brake clean / acetone. See if I can get it in there. Still got grease on it, so that's good. That's a good thing in my book. So I was actually worried about the needles falling out, but in this part of the linkage, I don't have to worry about that. So we'll just give them a real nice cleaning. With these seals, don't really want to use acetone on them, obviously, because it makes the rubber go bad. So I sadly have to clean these by hand, maybe with a little pick, some water, potentially. It's like a metal front face here, but on the back here, I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, it's just filled up with grease and dirt and everything. So I'll do my best to get all that out. I think I'm going to stop the recording now, just so I can do that, because I mean it's going to be probably 10 minutes of me going. So we'll come back in a second here. All right, so the dog bone is cleaned. We're going to move on to the linkage itself, and you can see this one is a little bit dirtier. This one's probably. So I think a good way to clean all these seals, like brake clean, is not good for rubber. So I actually have heard that suspension clean that you use for your forks and your shock is pretty good. It works like brake clean in terms of cleaning properties, but it actually does not damage the rubber. So in the future, I should pick some of that stuff up. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna separate everything. That's this one, just to check it. So these do not have a cage in them. So these will fall out. So I'm actually going to put that back for now, just like so. And usually I like to clean them with the wrist pin in there halfway, just so they don't fall out. Considering that I power wash my bike every time I ride it, I mean, I'm careful in terms of putting water towards the linkage, but I'm not, you know, I'm sure someone would watch me do it and be like, dude, what the hell are you doing, blah, 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 blah. You know, considering I do that, ride on sand, only do this once a year, my bearings last a long time. Yes, these are still the original ones, so can't really complain on that front. I'm using Maxima waterproof grease. Not totally biased towards Maxima. I was using Bel-Ray before this, and this stuff is like extremely tacky, like even more tacky than the Bel-Ray stuff, and I almost kind of don't like it. However, it's been really cold out, so I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I'm just gonna, I put my pinky in there and I slide it back and forth, just like I was saying. Don't wanna rotate like that because the things start falling out. So I just put pressure on it, back and forth, rock it back and forth. I'll flip it in here, get a little bit more. Same thing. Just pack that fucker. Excuse my language. This is a garage. So, and I'm a dirt bike rider. So maybe not the most civilized person on the planet, but I'll hold the pin on this side, just kind of create a nice little film in there. That'll help hold the seal in. Go to the other side, do the same thing. Like so. Don't necessarily know if there's such thing as too much grease with these. I know sometimes when you put too much grease in a bearing like this, then they kind of do tend to seize up, but I don't think that's the problem. So now I'm going to go through the tedious process of cleaning these seals. That's a lot of Super Coops sandbox, Northern Michigan sand right there, boys. Very good, very good, very good. These clean up really nice. Just get like most of the crud out of them. So I just did that. I don't know if you guys can see here. I just did that big lip, and then there's a little lip right there. I just stick that in there and just kind of go circle around, get all that mud out of there. This is probably one of my favorite things about KTM. I know that sounds crazy, but these bearing and seal setups are like, they're really nice. They do a very, very, very good job of keeping your stuff not contaminated, as you can tell. But I mean, that's not to say that the Japanese are bad or anything. Like honestly, it all depends on the owner. Because I guarantee you, if I didn't do this, well, my bearings and seals would go to shit. So preventative maintenance goes a long way. So now that we got most of the clutter in there, I'm going to just take this rag and kind of wipe it down a little bit without folding the seals back, like the lips back. Just kind of trying to get most of the gunk out of there, like so. So, old seal. Don't have really good lighting in here. Pop this sucker back in there. Bloop. And that's why dirt gets stuck in there, because there's so much exposed grease, but that's okay. That is A-okay. All right, so I'm gonna start cleaning this other one, and then I'll fast forward when I start doing the other bearings. I got all that cleaned up, both sides there. Don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, they clean up nice and easy. These bearings are the cage bearings too, so I just freaking stuck that microfiber in there and just whoop, 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 whoop. Clean it all out, nice and shiny. German-made bearings, boom. So now let's just slap some grease in there. I should throw this stuff in the house. It's so thick. I really don't like that, but whatever. All I have left to do is the seals, and these seals are just as bad as the other ones. Super dirty. But I'm gonna clean those, a little tedious process, and then we'll be back once this is all done. I'm gonna go get myself a beer. Molson. Brand new, look at that, wow. All right, boys, we got the swing arm now, just left to do. These needle bearings, for some reason, the linkage has the one and they don't move that much. These like to come out and make your life a living hell. So, I like to have the wrist pin in there while I'm cleaning it and greasing it, because I don't feel like repacking all those little tiny needles in there or losing one and then I am fucked. So this is probably the worst part of the greasing service on the KTM. So let's do that. I think I'm gonna jam out to music and I'll give you a status report. How about that? I hate this part because I've already almost lost a couple needle bearings. Not fun, not fun. After I just said all the good things about KTM on the other part. They're trying to build a prison, dude. This isn't the Molson, this is more so just the fact that I'm trying to work and then recording and realizing that this video is gonna suck. So I just said, fuck it, why not? I'll just have a good time and do bike work without recording it. Or I guess I am recording it, but you know what I mean. I usually just take the bearings and take the wrist pin, I'm sorry, and rotate it, just try to work that good grease in there, because I tried cleaning it and I couldn't get all the old shitty grease out without losing all the needles and just having them fall out. I almost feel like I have maybe like 1 or 2 needles missing. Or it's kind of like a loose fit, I don't know. All right, before we listen to Mudvayne Happy, let me just say, first off, that this is, like I said, probably the worst part of the KTM greasing process. Mostly because the needles like to fall out so much. You almost got to keep the wrist pin halfway in there. And like, it's hard to clean, get all the old grease out, put the new grease in without ending up with needles falling out and then making your life an absolute living hell. And as I say that as well, like these spacers that sit in there want to like expand out because they're all packed full of grease. Once you get it into the bike and tighten everything down, it's fine. However, getting it into the bike can sometimes be a bitch because these like to pop out because they're spread out so far. So, I mean, yeah, you know, it kind of sucks. I just, yeah, I guess I just want to say that. Got to get a little bit more professional because started getting a little jamming, too much jamming out. Hey everybody, Awesome457 here. Now, drinking beer and doing bike work is always fun. However, you can't see it, but there's a bunch of needle bearings right there. After I just got done telling you that this happens a lot when you're doing the swing arm, I have to now play Mr. Oral Surgeon and put all these needles back in there. So, I'm sure you'll find enjoyment in me picking up individual needle bearings or needle pins and putting them back into place one by one by one because I am the biggest R word that you've ever encountered. And that's why you subscribe to me, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. What happened was it was so, I like brake cleaned trying to get some of the old grease out, and then the new grease was so tacky, and instead of like putting my finger in and pulling out, it must have grabbed it, I guess, basically, or grabbed some of the needle bearings. And then once one falls out, it is game over, boys. So they just start all coming out. Giggity. I'm gonna laugh when I end up with like 5 more needle bearings that I need. I gotta figure out where the fuck they went. I was having so much fun jamming out the System of a Down, Sleeping with Sirens. I was listening to Slipknot as I totally botched this job. I'm not having fun right now. Do a little this, do one of these things. Take your little pricker, cover it in grease, pick one up, put it in. I've completed surgery. So that's cool, that's fun. I was having a great time putting those pins back in, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't have a blast trying to put pins in a cage with the stickiest grease. It's weird. It's like the grease fucked me, but saved me at the same time. It being so sticky, I just took my little pickers and put them back in there. But yeah, everything is covered in grease. It's a shit show around here in the Austin workshop. But we are calling it quits / done with the swing arm. So it's, I don't know. So I'm gonna clean up this a little bit and just pray for me, I guess, because this video has gone. The taste of sweet, sweet victory, but we're not done yet. We gotta get the swing arm back in place. And I just started the camera because I figured the spacers are gonna probably fall all over the place when I'm trying to put this in. You're gonna see me freak out. So wipe all the old grease off and put a bunch of new stuff on. Okay, boys, pray for me because I'm not having a good time. Okay, my bike is about to tip over, apparently. I knew this one was gonna be a bitch. Come on, do something. Come on, do something. Why does God hate me? Come on. You fucking piece of shit. Oh? Is that it? Is that the ticket? Did we get it? Son of a bitch. Like, come on, man. Come on, line up the glory hole. That's it, baby. That wasn't too bad, right? Fuck me. I gotta go watch Supercross. I don't know if I have enough time for my triple clamp, so this is the worst video you ever watch. Subscribe for more. Thanks. We gotta hurry up and do this because my mic's about to die. The rear end has been greased, and I got it all assembled back together and actually torqued to spec. 44.3 foot-pounds or whatever the manual said. I don't know. And then that was 73. We still gotta do the front, but I gotta go eat dinner, and Supercross is about to be on, so my priorities might be a little skewed, but with the power of video editing, you'll see the next day.